Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be looking over the new wave of Lego Sonic sets, and I actually have all the minifigures here. We'll be looking at two sets specifically today that I did pick up in the Black Friday event. Now you'll have seen a video on it yesterday. What I did forget to mention yesterday is there's currently a sale on my Rebrickable page right now. You can get 10% off 4 or 5 of my most expensive sets. I think you've got 2 of the dioramas, the Throne Room and Mos Eisley. You've also got my Speeders collection and both of my Lego Friends sets. I'm afraid the Venator was too late to add to the Black Friday sale as it just hadn't been up on the site long enough. But do go check that out also. All the links are in the description. I'm really excited to check out these Sonic sets, especially the minifigures, which have really cool printing in places you just don't expect for these kind of sets. And the only real question I'm left with after today's video is, when are we going to get any Mario minifigures? But let's take a closer look at all the sets. And what you can see right in front of you is the mix of two sets. The split is roughly here. You can see this set on the right is Sonic Speed Sphere Challenge. And then over to the left, you've got Amy's Animal Rescue Island. So before we get into both these sets, let's take a look at the minifigures. As you can see just there at the bottom of Sonic's leg, right on his red boot, which is a dual molded leg, by the way. Top half blue, bottom half red. There is a small little logo, or more of a strap, that we're used to seeing on Sonic's boot, and they've even printed the white strap all the way around to the sides. And this is the same on both sides. You've got his detailing on his actual shoe, as well as the white on the side. So it's a really nice little detail. And of course, for all 3 of these minifigures, you have custom heads, and Tails even has a custom tail. But the minifigures are really cool. It's nice to see so much detail in, and back printing sort of become the regular in the new minifigures. So it is nice to see they haven't skipped it out for Sonic. Of course, you've got more spikes on the back and a little tail, which might have been nice to get them in 3D, but I think it also just would have made the minifigure look weird. It's not too different to the first minifigure we got, I think, with Lego Dimensions a few years back, and then we actually got a Sonic with the Green Hill Ideas set. And I think the new Sonics do have 2 different heads. You can get a head with him winking, but I got the regular expression, and this minifigure did come with this set on the right. It also comes with an accessory for Sonic, where you can open this sphere and just clip Sonic inside, and this just enables him to roll around and is more of a play feature, which we'll get to later on. Now in the same set, we do also get this Badnik bug, which is the Moto bug, and it actually comes with a little flicky inside, which has to be saved by Sonic. I guess one of the play features from this set is to knock over this Badnik, which this little bird isn't clipped down at all, so as soon as the bug is knocked over, it just falls out, and I guess that is Sonic freeing it. So that is very cool to get. And in Amy's Animal Rescue, of course, we do get a few more animals. Here you can see there is the same bird in a different colour. With the Sonic one, we get it in blue, and with Amy's, we get it in pink, which is quite nice because Sonic and Amy are both blue and pink respectively. We also get this little bunny creature and a little pig. So these are all very cool molds, and I'm not sure we've seen them before. These might be exclusive to the Sonic line. I know we're getting another chick with the Shadow set, and we've seen these creatures throughout all the other Sonic sets. There are a total of 5 Sonic sets in this wave. The Rescue Island also comes with this fun crab meat build, which once again has that spot in the back so you can put one of the creatures just in, and if Sonic is here, he can knock over the crab, filling out the bird and freeing it, I guess, which is sort of the whole point of this Animal Rescue Sanctuary. We're seeing a lot of animals in Lego, and I'm really not complaining. It's great to get a few different animal builds, and especially amongst friends, amongst Sonic. We've even got a Jurassic World one. We've got it in Lego City. We really need one for the Star Wars theme, but that's not the only characters that come with this set. Of course, we do have the actual minifigures themselves, Amy and Tails. Now, Amy, once again, is a very cool character. She comes with that toe printing, and also, again, the white stripe for a boot However, this time it does not continue round to the legs, but it makes sense. They go out of their way for Sonic and don't do it on any of the other minifigures because, as you'll see, Tails also has the same situation going on. But you also get this dress piece, which is a bit loose. The legs are pushed fully in. It just wobbles a bit forward and backwards, which isn't perfect, but I suppose it's probably better for the actual Lego piece over time. And once again, we've got a completely new custom molded headpiece, which just really represents Amy very well. I do believe so far all of the Sonic characters are using custom headpieces, including Shadow, who hasn't quite come out yet and is in a set for the January wave. Now for Tails, as I said, there is two custom molded pieces. The first is the head, which once again just represents Tails very well, and he also has the double tail, which does have gaps in the top. I'm not quite sure what that is for exactly. Perhaps there are some accessories that go in there, or perhaps that is just how Lego needed to mold the two tails. But once again, there's no side of the leg printing, but there is toe printing, which alongside the back printing is sort of irregular in these minifigures. Now Tails himself doesn't have any back printing, but he does have the two tails covering most of his back, so that makes sense as to why. And some of the detail on it is just really good. As you can see, they've really tried to replicate the torsos and not just added the same white blob on all of the minifigures. But Tails does come with his sort of hoverboard, which is a really fun build. The way they display him in the actual instructions is just stood on front, but you can actually clip him in just like that, and it's cool to display around the model. And alongside this, Amy does have her hammer with a nice heart on the middle, and it's just a fun accessory to have given them. Now, as for play features, you've seen the main play feature of the front one. Well, you haven't seen it in action, but I've told you already. For this set, there's not too much going on. You've got a nice little merry-go-round bit here, which isn't too loose, but you can clip some of the animals on there on the loose studs and just spin them round in circles. One of my funnest play features here, I need to adjust it a little bit, but you can see just at the back, I'll show you in a minute, there is a hidden lever which will completely get rid of this drawbridge, which is a very nice feature. Obviously in Sonic, the bridges do sometimes fall after you step on them, so you got to quickly cross before it falls, otherwise you'll be dunked in the water. It's quite a fun little play feature, and just to make sure not too much pressure is put on there, there are two clips that hold it all together, so it has been very well thought out. Now, that is just the start of these play features, as of course, with these Sonic sets, you've got to have all the Chaos Emeralds dotted around, and you get one Chaos Emerald with this set on the right. Here you can see it's the clear one right at the top of this little bit of mountain, which is very nicely detailed with the Sonic patterns. But both of these crystals are somewhat hidden behind play features for this set. So the first one we've got right here, if Amy grabs her hammer and smacks it down on this piece here, you can see that an emerald is revealed, and in fact if you are able to do it hard enough, it does completely pop open, revealing the pink Chaos Emerald, which is a very nice design, and you can easily reset it for next time. Now the next play feature is somewhat hidden because you do have to open this door, and because of the way the set is built, it doesn't open quite fully because you've got the stud there. But if I were to lift it and show you inside, you can see there's some sort of little animal sanctuary with a few beds. So again, really we'll have to see it from the other side. And you can see on the inside, you've got a brush, you've also got a bottle, perhaps to feed some of the animals, and you've actually got enough beds to clip each of the animals down and store them in this set. Now, it might have been nice to have got a few more beds for other animals from the other sets. However, they have included enough for the ones you get in this set, and that is very nice of Lego to have done. You've also got an egg just back here, which you can somewhat access through the hole the emerald makes. It does slide down this little slope here if you get it stuck. However, it's really cool to see that they've just included something down here and not bricked it off. And of course, we're looking for the emerald. If you haven't spotted it already, it's just over to the right here, hiding next to this bed, which actually has a little entrance and exit through the water slide, which we'll see in a minute. But this is the third Chaos Emerald we're getting in the 2 sets, and there are only 5 sets in total. So if you do pick up all 5 of the sets, you will have yourself a complete set of Chaos Emeralds. Now, they're the same colours that came in the Ideas set that we saw with Sonic having collected all of the Chaos Emeralds. However, there is a colour I think they're missing out. They don't have the purple one because there is no purple Chaos Emerald in the Sonic. But thanks to my days with Power Miners and all my other sets, I just feel like I need to include the purple one somewhere along here. But of course, in these 3 sets, you get the clear one with the one on the right and the light blue and pink one with the set on the left. So if you've collected any of the other 3 sets and know where the other 4 gems come in, do let us know in the comments below, as I'm sure many people will be interested to pick up a full set. And that being said, every time you get a Chaos Emerald in the set, because it is such a small piece, you do actually get a spare one with it. So this is the emerald from the set on the right, and you can see the emerald is still in the set on the right. You do get a duplicate, and again, I said I had enough of the other colours to complete my collection, so not only can you include them in the set, but also have enough to create your own display, such as the one I've created here, which I definitely didn't steal from LEGO's official idea sets. And before we take a look at these sets and a closer look at all the play features for them, we do have a ton of spare parts, and not all of these are going to be very useful. The key ones are of course the printed ones, like this watermelon we get here with the Animal Sanctuary, and it's very cool to get some printed tiles as spare pieces because you can use them in your mocks and elsewhere around your builds. Another spare piece you get is the Eye of the Crab. Now of course some of these you may want to keep for your spare pieces, but you could easily create some one-eyed monster to go alongside these Sonic sets, or perhaps to terrorize some of your other builds. Now, you do get a few other special pieces like this ice cream cone topper, which is used as some sort of cake in this model, and you also get a pink heart, which is pretty cool, but the rest of them are fairly common pieces. If you want some food, you get some spare cherries and hot dogs, but besides that, the rest of them you're probably likely to find in many other sets. I think we'll save the best tilt last and get these out of the way for now. But Amy's Animal Rescue Island does have so much detail. You can see down here you've got a little sand bucket with a castle built next to it, and you've even got a flower which shows up, I think, one in every of these Sonic sets. But this flower is a very nice build. You've got this new stem piece which I haven't seen before, and the star is making a comeback from, well, I first saw it in the LEGO movie sets, but it's actually been in quite a few sets since, and it's nice to see it used here. You do also get a ring just on the top of this podium. In fact, this whole podium is easily broken down into subsections, so you can build it however you like, and of course you can probably have Sonic jump the ramp and crash into it. But over on the left hand side, you've got this nice little mocktail bar, and you can see there's a lime just on the side of that cup, and you also have the palette with the watermelon, lime, cherries, and again, as I said, this little cake. It's quite an interesting technique used to build this little roof over the top here, and even though it's only one stud wide on either side, it's a very sturdy build because of the support at the bottom. Now, all the trees are quite similar. The difference between the 2 trees in these sets is how the stem is built, as this one is given a slight angle, just so it hangs out away from the mountain and sort of fills up all this empty space. Now, the final piece of this set, which was one of the more interesting pieces to put down, even though it's just the one piece, is the slide piece, or the perhaps cockpit visor from the Boba Starfighter, if that is what you're used to. But it's in this newer colour that I think is completely new for this year. It's like this opal, glittery, shiny colour that they have used. I've seen the giant panels used as the ice skating rink in the new Winter Lodge, which came out this year. But it's very nice to see it in this set. They could have easily just used a trans blue piece and put a slope behind it, but I'm very happy we get this piece included in this set, and that acts as some sort of waterfall down to this little pool, which perhaps once again you can get one of the birds just to sit in and play around, splashing in the water. But this set is very nice, and before I put it down, you can just see again the handle just flicks up out the back here, and pulling that in removes the support from the bridge, which you can see is just an axle with a cone on the end. But it's a very easy and nice technique which you can definitely add into some sort of custom Sonic build, especially if you're getting enough of these sets. You can easily build some Green Hill diorama mock and have Sonic running along, and then you've also got a few of the bad guys to add to block his path. Now, that is really all there is for Amy's Island, so I'm going to move these characters to the side and we'll take a look at the next set, which is definitely one of the funner ones. The other one was more of a display piece, whereas this one does have the awesome play feature, which we'll get to see in a second. But just looking over the other parts of the set that we haven't already, you do get this loose container, which is some sort of drinks cooler. You can see there is some Chaos Cola just tucked in there. That is a printed brick with a printed round tile on top. Of course, it's got the typical can topper, which I think you do get a duplicate of, so you could even create your own one. A few translucent clear pieces to act as the ice, and if I can let a bit of light in, you can perhaps see the printing on the can a bit better. But this is really just loose to hang around, and I do feel like they've just bulked out this set with this little build here. It uses up a lot of the pieces, and I perhaps would have preferred to have seen another hill of some sort. But you do get a hot dog, which is one of Sonic's favourite foods, with this little umbrella stand and a chair for him to perhaps relax after a hard days of running. And you also have this little DJ booth, which the speakers are actually built very nicely, but there was an error in the instructions for this, as they have the record players like that. Of course, if anyone owns a record player, you'll know that the records spin clockwise, and this would just completely scratch up the record. So perhaps it's some sort of different record player, or there was just a misprint in the instructions and they were actually meant to be on the tops of the records. But the records themselves do have the Sonic face printed on, and it's a very nice printing. There are absolutely no stickers in the set, which is lovely. Perhaps we could have got a bit more detail in some of the builds, much like this cooler or some of the other builds from the Animal Sanctuary. But I absolutely love the few printed pieces we get with this, and it also just adds a bit of value to the set, as you're not going to get these printed tiles anywhere else. Speaking of printed tiles, we do have a power-up for Sonic. We have the rings printed on the TV here, which is really nice to see. I do believe we got 2 of these in the idea sets, but they were completely different to this, and in fact I don't think they've even returned in the 5 new sets. So it's very nice to see them, including a few more power-ups, and perhaps we'll get a few in next year's sets. Of course, we know about the Shadow set, which is a little bike escape, and we've also got a rumoured Knuckles lab to come in the new year, so I'll let you know when we see images on that. But I would like to see a few more sets styled this way, and other characters brought into the LEGO Sonic line. Now, once again, we have a flower build, much like the Animal Sanctuary. It's a very nice use of this piece on the back. This isn't actually one piece on the bottom here. The stem is more of a candle piece, and we've just got this modified stud in the bottom, which enables it to clip to the jumper plate. This flower piece, I believe, is completely new. In fact, on screen, I'll show you right now all the exclusive pieces for both this set on the left, and on the right side, you can see the exclusive pieces that come in the Animal Sanctuary. So you're getting a ton of pieces exclusive to this set. I think there were 16 pieces exclusive to this set and 19 for the other. So they're definitely well worth the money. And once again, I picked these up Black Friday for a third off. So if you're getting your money's worth at full price, it's just a steal when these type of sets go on sale. It's sort of like the Minecraft sets, where you get so many exclusive printed pieces and custom molds for the minifigures and creatures. It's just always going to be worth your money, no matter how much you pay for them. Now, this hill is also somewhat modular. You can see you can really break this up and organize it however you want. So perhaps if you wanted the emerald to be a bit higher for Sonic to get, you could just tower them up like so and make it a bit more harder for Sonic to reach the top. However, I do think the way they had it will probably work best with this build. I'll take LEGO's word for it. So let's try and arrange it and get the perfect jump so that Sonic can get the Emerald Crystal. Now, the set does say you can put the rings and the bug in the middle there to try and form obstacles for Sonic's path, but I'm going to give it one shot just as it is. And you can see you do have to put a bit of force down to get Sonic to launch, so perhaps that was a bit too soft, but with the right amount of force you're meant to be able to launch Sonic through this hoop and to send him up flying into the crystal. So I'll have a few more tries and let you know when I hit it. And literally the next try it sent Sonic flying up and over into my diorama display on the right. In fact, you can see Sonic just completely cleaned Cal out, so I guess the Stormtroopers have nothing more to worry about. That is a really cool play feature, and I can definitely see this working if you put the bug in the middle and perhaps trying to clear the bug out first. But I'm just not sure how the bug is knocked over. The base is pretty solid, so you're definitely going to have to hit this with some force to knock the bug over. You can see as I'm hitting it, the bug's more sliding around than being tilted over, and I'm sorry for the noise on my mic there, but especially with these dome pieces on the rings are easy enough to knock over. If you smack it hard enough, you could probably send this flying through all the other sets. One of the sets has a loop-de-loop, and that is one of the things I like about this. If you were trying to build your own custom Green Hill diorama, you've already got half of the loop here, so you can definitely add a base to this, and these sets don't have to be kept as they are. I might try and recreate something similar to the LEGO Idea sets with just the two sets that I've purchased, because I definitely think it's possible, and you've got all these bricks which will make it look very nice as a diorama. But it passes the playability test, which cannot be said for all of the builds. I think the last test I tried that didn't work was all the way back in 2019 when I first opened the LEGO Star Wars Throne Room playset, and there was meant to be something where Luke could jump onto one of the platforms. It just never worked. I'm very happy I got this working first time, and I'm very happy with the sets in general. So I'll definitely be picking up the Knuckles set in the new year, and hopefully we get a set to go alongside it with new characters. I don't know. Perhaps Knuckles and Rogue would be a good selection of characters, and I'd love to see them create a mech for the Sonic line, as I'm really interested in all the other mechs coming out in the new year, be that Star Wars, Marvel, Ninjago, or even for any of the other themes. So I hope you enjoyed the review of these LEGO sets, and I hope I was able to let you know more about the Sonic line. Again, I'm not too big a fan on Sonic. The only game I really played when I was younger was the Dark Chronicles Brotherhood game, which I know isn't most people's favourite, but I really did love the game. So I'm excited to get more characters from that, and actually that's one of the main reasons I went with this set rather than the bigger set, because I'm not too fussed on getting Eggman. But I'm sure I'll see you in the new year for more Sonic sets, and in the meantime, be sure to subscribe for other reviews, mocks and releases as they come out. There's not much coming out in December, however, we do get pictures of the January wave, which is going to be one of the biggest for next year. We've got so many sets, Sonic, Star Wars, all over the place. There are sets coming out for pretty much every single theme. And if these minifigures are anything to go off for the future of LEGO, I cannot wait to see it. Back printing, toe printing on regular figures, we would not have dreamed of this 15 years ago, or even in the last 5 years. It's becoming ever more common. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like if you did like the video and subscribe for more awesome LEGO content. And may the bricks be with you always.